There's always a moment of self-consciousness the first time you use a fancy new description for wine in public. Until you've used it a few times without being corrected, you can't be quite sure you've got the meaning right, and you can't help feeling not just pretentious but fraudulent. Such was the case for me with minerality. I can't remember the wine that prompted me to use it for the first time. There would have been something in the glass, some flavor other than fruit or flowers. I was copying other tasters I admired, guessing that what they meant by this new word applied to the wine in question, and hoping deeper understanding would come through repeated usage of a term that, at the time, invited ridicule. What do you mean it tastes of stones? When I first got involved in wine in the late 1990s, I don't remember ever hearing, let alone using, it. Now, if you cast your eyes down a wine list, you're never more than a few words from mineral. A great minerality is an allusion to rocks, stones or salts. Does this mean there are suddenly loads more wines that taste of these elements than there were 5, 10 or 20 years ago? I don't think so. Certainly, its proliferation in wine literature bothers many scientists. What they find really annoying is the implication that a wine can taste of the specific soil the grapes were grown on, and that the flavors are transmitted to the grapes through the vine. Study after study has debunked this idea. The soluble elements absorbed by vines from the soil, no matter what the soil type, are tasteless at the sort of concentrations found in wine. More credible is the idea that combinations of certain soil, climate and grape variety will affect the physiological behavior of the plant, leading to wines with qualities that seem to fit the description mineral. It's not a matter of tasting the soil more that the conditions work to make wines with certain characteristics fit the admittedly vague mineral tag better than others. It's really no more complicated than comparing the qualities of certain wines to those found in certain strongly flavored mineral waters. The precise quality of mineral can be refined to flinty, or salty, or steely, and it is generally found in high-acid white wines from cooler climates, such as Chablis, Champagne, Loire Valley Sauvignons and Chenin, Galician Albarinos and German Rieslings. I also tasted in whites made in the warmer climates and volcanic soils of Santorini in Greece and Avellino in Campania, in cooler climate reds, such as Loire Cabernet Franc and Northern Rhone Syrah, and in the Garnacha-based reds grown on the famed Licorella slate soils in the heat of Priorat, southern Catalonia. I feel much the same way about another recently prominent tasting term, umami. Research sponsored by the sherry industry a few years back may have shown that the wines of the region don't actually contain umami. But there is something akin to the experience of eating umami-rich foods such as miso, soya meaty stews and broths in oxidized wines such as Vin Jaune and, yes, sherry, as well as older Chardonnays and the great Grand Reserves of Rioja. That fits the umami descriptor. Like minerality, it's more metaphor than technical description. But then wine, certainly wine talk, has always been as much about art as science, and, despite the risk of pretension, isn't that part of its charm. 6 of the best mineral wines. Marks Spencer Chablis, France 2014, £12.50. marksandSpencer.com. Something in the Chablis area's mix of cool climate, calcareous soils and Chardonnay grapes produces a style of dry white often marked by mineral notes, matched, in this classy version, with fresh apple and a swish of steel. Morrison's The Best Priorat, Spain 2014, £10. Morrisons.com. The Licorella soils that give the sweetly rich, chewy reds of Priorat the distinctive mineral undertone. That's what many locals believe, and in this good value example it adds a refreshing edge to the rosemary, licorice and blackberry. Laurent Eiffels Duc de Belmont Coteaux Bourguignons, France 2015, from £8.99. Majestic.co.uk. This fresh, crunchy red from the newish Burgundy appellation of Coteaux Bourguignons is a Beaujolais in all but name. It's bright, summer berry fruit lifted by refreshing mineral notes. Sainsbury's Taste the Difference. Albarino, Spain 2016, £8.50. Sainsbury's.co.uk. Vineyards cooled by Atlantic spray in Galicia. The white peachy juiciness and blossomy floral characteristics of Albarinos such as this reliable staple are given seafood matching perfection by the salty mineral acidity. Champagne Talent Zero Brewed Nature Envy, from £36. Dulwichvintners.co.uk. Thesampler.co.uk. The best champagnes have a measure of minerals, but the impression is intensified in wines, such as this invigorating Talent, without added sugar. Age it for a few years, and it'll take on some umami savoriness, too. Waitrose Solera Jerezana Fino del Puerto Los Au Sherry £10 and 29 pence. Waitrose.com. There may not be any umami in sherry, but drinking it is certainly a savory experience. In this case, salted nuts and Marmite on sourdough toast combine with a racy freshness for drinking with ham on and almonds.